Can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fights, oh, the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming. And the rocket trackless, the bomb bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land under the free and the home of the brave? Because we are the brave. Yes, we are the brave. We'll fight you in the name of the brave. We are the U.S. of A. For those unaware, that flag is still there. It's our future to save. Land of the brave, the U.S. of A. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the
God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. Amen.
1, 2, 3. Well, you say you got the blues. You got holes in both your shoes. Yeah, feel alone and confused. You gotta keep on smiling. Just keep on smiling. Say you're about to go insane, 'cause somebody's playing games with your mind, and they say that you're to blame. Everybody gotta keep on smiling. No, keep on smiling. Keep on smiling through the rain. Laughing at the pain. Growing with the changes until the sun comes out again. You gotta keep on smiling through the rain. honky-tonk cafe. Ain't nobody hearing what you play. That's too bad, cause you're too busy drinking anyway. Yeah, you gotta keep on smiling. Just keep on smiling. Where you at? Find a piece of land. Gonna settle down. Came from a city boy to laid back country man. I'm gonna try to build my life up with my hands. And just keep on smiling. Yeah, keep on smiling. Keep on smiling. Laughing at the pain and the pain and the pain. Going with the changes until the sun comes out again. Gotta keep on smiling through the rain. Keep on laughing at the pain, 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 pain. Going with the changes, keep on singing. I'm gonna play my harmonica like this. Well, you're just hanging out there at the local bar, and you're wondering who the hell you are. Are you a farmer? Somebody say, are you a star? Until the sun comes out again, you gotta keep on smiling through the rain. Laughing at the pain and the pain and the pain. Going with the changes, just keep on singing. Sing it with me now, girl, come on. Keep on smiling, 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 smiling. Everything gonna be alright right here in the studio. We got Jimmy Hall and Blackberry Smoke all together one more time in the studio right here, Capital. And it's starting to feel real good. What you got to say, Jimmy Hall? My, feels so good. All day long, Jimmy Hall. Gonna keep on doing it. Keep on doing it till we get it right. Yeah. Don't you ever stop, baby. We're gonna do it every day.
Hey, morning, everybody. So let's see. I have to scroll up here. I see old Devil Dog came in first, but that's because he's sly like that. So as it was, let's see. Oh, dang, that takes a minute, don't it? When y'all some chatty people, see. So we got Devil Dog, Scat Pack, Fish Sticks, Blackbird, Mrs. Metal, Coffee First, Bug Out Adventures, coming on down. And man, then I get like the morning blur things with all the blue. And so then I feel like I misnamed or something. Mama Red. Oh, it's good to see you, ma'am. I hope all is well down there. Let's see. I don't want to I'm kiss off. Morning. Michigan Outpost. Next month, the start of hurricane season. All depends on where you at. How about it? That's it, Mama Red. Let's see. Blackbird. I said morning. Actions, not distractions. Man, I'm trying. Okay, I'm getting lost. Share Bear. Zombie Force. Why is up? Well, better to be up than down. No, I'm just what is up? I get it. Just picking. By the way, Zombie Force, I must say I saw your I guess was that you at the podium that was addressing the council? Was that you? Or were you just watching? I saw that little clip you put up where I guess whoever that was had some crap thrown at him. And sorry, morning everybody. So I'll get back to mornings because I missed out on Tony Smith. Who else we got? We got Dusty Country Roads. Man, the bee farm is cool. And it's like, so, oh, and I had a question for you. So I'll come back to that. So I got a question for you, Dusty. PAEMT, morning, brother. Let's see who else. Man, if I missed you, I'm so sorry. Share Bear. Huckleberry. William. Amen to that, William. I just scrolled up and saw that with the eyes in chat. It's like, I know sometimes it just, I don't know. Sometimes I wonder if it's my sugars are off or so, because there's so much stuff that can affect your eyesight. And now I get kind of I question everything. Okay, did I say morning to everybody? If I didn't say morning to you, either chew me out, that's fine. That'll work. And but then just say something and I'll be able to say morning now. Let's see. Any day on the course is a good day. Shoot, son. You wouldn't want to come down here and try to do no dang golf. Papa's Farm. Morning, sir. Hey, man, some good jam yesterday. We were cruising around and I had the tablet up on the dash. And I just didn't chat because I can't do that on that tablet stuff. I don't know. I think I'm so, I don't know. I can't. So that's why I don't say anything, because I know people will say, I felt bad about it last night. Hell, when I said something and everybody was like, hi, and then I'm like, oh shit, I better get to typing quick. And I was going to kind of just go by, and then it just kind of worked on me. I'm like, okay, no, I got to go back and address everybody, because it's just, I don't know. Hey man, don't get insulted by what I say, anybody, but for me, it's my moral compass. Knowledge, it's my own thing. Uh-oh. I saw am I still here? Apparently I blinked. To be on the internet or not to be on the internet? Okay, thank you, Dusty. I was like, man, what just happened? Because on my end, everything just kind of went freeze. And it is storming out here, so we've got another round coming in. This is apparently going to be going down for about the next 3 to 4 days. So, hey, man, this might be the week. This might be one of them God-given challenges that I'm fixing to be faced with. And it'll be, a year or two from now, if I'm still kicking, I'll talk about this moment probably. I just have a feeling that, I don't know, this year is going to be a hell of a learning curve. And I don't think it just has to do with the corrupt, crazy ass government shit we got. So let's see, morning cover. And then morning firefly. Right, wasn't you this time? Okay, so let's see. Where was that? Might get my Ghost Made rescue shirt today. Here. Oh, you got it, PA. Help. Dude, my blanket rocks. Yeah, I was trying to check on Ghost because I know he's been stacked up with the orders, the school stuff, and then going, having to pick up so much of the teaching. So, and I think I was talking to him. I think we were I think I told him 11 to something inches of rain. Well, then by yesterday evening, no, we were actually up to like 20.48 inches. And then now I don't know what we're at nowadays. I know that, well, I'll show you some flyovers of the town Livingston that's about 15 to 20 miles north of us. That place looks like a glorified pond now. That's something else. It's like, holy shit, dude, and ain't never seen it to get that bad. Was coffee on the ark? I don't know. Maybe they were just grinding up dingleberries and thinking those were coffee beans. It was kind of a confusing time. There's no telling what happened. What's up, your dog? Well, be safe driving. I really believe we are all getting played by both sides. Yeah, I guess. I mean, I got to say, I'm kind of really understanding this when they talk about it's a three-party system. And I kind of can start to see that now because you have a Republican, you have a Democrat, but then you have that uniparty. So you have this Republican Party that kind of has these, they started off with these values. And so it's like a club, you got West Side, East Side clubs, and they got their little things. But then you got the con artists, scammers, bullshitters that ride the fence. And then they pull and they blackmail both sides. And then that's how we ended up with the uniparty. Because you got a Republican Party with their little shits. You got the Democrats with their little beliefs and shit. But then you got that uniparty that says, if we just kind of do the neutral thing, we can play both of them, which then plays everybody else. That's, because it's the non-elected people, man. We have let get government so big and full of not, think about it, dude. There's only I don't know. I'll just round about. You figure there might be what, 2,500, and I'm going extreme, 2,500 elected people that are up in that area. I don't really even think it's that much, but we'll just say 2,500. But yet there's over 1 million federal employees. You kind of do the math of that going, wait a minute, what? And it's like, yeah, there's that many non-elected people that get to do things. There's only a little bitty dot of elected people. And then when all you got to do is confuse the populace that they don't really manage these elected people and then run them up. Hey, what's up, Brian? Morning. Sandy, morning. Tiger, morning. Okay, let's see. There is no middle anymore. Well, see, I think that's that uniparty. That's just like with this bill they just passed. You had 22 of the Republicans that are like, this is stupid. So you kind of got that little part that has that different belief than this. Now, this whole Democrat Party has just turned evil as shit. And, they just, that whole party ticket thing, like, oh, well, if somebody's in this party and they introduced a bill, I'll vote for it. And it's like, you don't even know what it is. It don't matter. That's stupid thinking. Kopi, what? Blue Walk, the world's most expensive coffee is made from coffee. From yes, I forgot who I was having that conversation with. I think either last year or year before about that very thing. Kiss off, and I was like, yeah, I think I'll pass on that and stick with the good old Folgers or Community. Okay, and let's see. There was something else I was going to do. I was trying to remember. Oh, Dusty, the bees. So when Big Dusty was showing the bees, you had the 3 things on the tree, but then you had the actual. So are what? Okay, what are the boxes on the trees different than the beehive you had on the ground? That's what I was going to ask, because I noticed that those just had a little door, where that had the whole little tray box thing where you take it apart to get your honey. So does it? I don't. Because like Big Dusty was talking about box 1, 2, and 3, but then turn around and there was the big beehive thing. So I was just gonna. Now that you're here, I was gonna ask. You know. Okay, let's see. Box on trees or swarms. It will give them all a hive box. Oh, so that's where. So those are just like the swarms where they kind of build up their clique, for lack of a better word, and then they go into a hive box. What's up, KP Heathen? Honey definitely matters. Honey makes a lot of things better. Oh, hey, KP. Did you hear? Where are you? Well, no, I don't. Okay, because I don't want to do the whole little what are they the opposite, because I don't know how anybody feels about that stuff. I mean, hell, everybody's seen where I'm at. But are you aware of the Baton Rouge thing? I thought that was pretty wild, man. That whole little part of Baton Rouge is now going to break off from the city of Baton Rouge to create their own little city. And it was like, what? That's people getting tired of shit. And of course, you don't hear about that on the news. You know, nobody wants to tell you about how that school district, oh, it failed. Well, I thought I just saw yesterday where it passed, because the mayor of Baton Rouge was even like, well, we're going to work with it and we're going to, you know, so I thought it actually went through. So no, because I thought the Supreme Court in Louisiana said, yeah. And see, that just goes to show you, man, people are looking at these school districts going, bullshit, man. And if you're not going to change, well, we'll change us. And I got to say, that was pretty nice. And that's my name. Oh, okay. There you go. I mean, I thought it was pretty legit when I was kind of just listening, going, well, wait a minute. These people wanted their own district for their thing, and you tell them no. So they said, okay, well, then we want our own damn area. And it's like, there you go. Get tired of the shit, make changes. That's how that works. Of course, it's being painted out to be some racist thing because it's the white people moving out of Baton Rouge, and they didn't move nowhere. It's just that this is what it is you're fixing to have a distinct show between people that go to work and make a living versus people that live off handouts and government, the city funding. And so that's when all of a sudden the workforce, the majority of your workforce is really not in your city anymore. all of a sudden it's like, well, damn, wait a minute, where'd all the money go? And it's like, yeah, you can't keep riding off the backs of taxpayers. It's time to pony up, homie. Okay, voted unanimously and won 100%. Well, see, is it going to be up to the governor after it's gone through the Supreme Court of Louisiana? I mean, I'm not sure how the Louisiana politics goes over there. I would think that once you kind of go through the legal, you know, what's everyone's coffee of choice? Mine, Tony, is Folgers Classic, but I think I'm actually fixing to, because I don't mind community coffee either. I think I'm fixing to switch to community because I realized that, hell, I can get 64 ounces of community for only about $1.30 more than what I pay for 40 ounces of Folgers. And I'm like, well, shit, man, for what, $1.50 more or something, I get another 24 ounces. Sounds like 2 + 2 = 4. Sounded good to me. There's some other coffees, though, I'd love to try. I got some Jack Daniels coffee for my birthday, and it was nice. It was smooth and mellow. I'm such a dick that when I look at the price, I go, yeah, you taste good, but not that good. So is this, yeah, that's good coffee. Are you willing to cut off that, and that to be able to buy bunches of this? Yeah, no. And it's like, yeah, we'll go stick with the cheap little Folgers or community coffee. But at home. What's up, Brian? Morning. Butter toffee. That wouldn't be too bad. Every now and then I like them little dessert coffees for dessert. It's called a township and it's constitutional. See, that's what I was thinking that once it kind of like, I don't know how that would go if that's going to have to go through because the way it sounded was like, okay, well, it was contested up to the part to where it went to the Supreme Court of Louisiana and they got the thumbs up from the court going, yep, that's valid. So Black Rifle coffee. Oh, it's sold in Walmart now. I wonder what they sacrificed in their coffee to be able to meet the Walmart selling price. Because, Walmart dictates what they will buy your shit from you for. That's the problem with Walmart products. Some things look the same, but it's like a Bic lighter. If Bic makes this lighter and they say, well, okay, we need to sell these, distribute these out at $1 a lighter. And Walmart looks at that and goes, no, we're not going to give you $1 a lighter for that. We're going to give you 50 cents a lighter. What happens is Bic then will take that lighter and they'll say, ooh, how can we shave the cost down? Hey, I know, instead of using quality flint, we'll use this cheap ass flint. Instead of using, this plastic, we'll use this cheaper ass shit. And so next thing you know, it looks like it's a Bic lighter, but it's actually got cheaper shit in it because Walmart dictates the price. And when companies can't meet that price, then they'll shave. It's like with rifles. Back in the day, rifles, Walmart always used to get the blued ones. So there was always some cosmetic kind of issue with the fire. And then the premium ones would go to the dealers. But that's, yeah, I don't know. I don't know how I feel about Black Rifle coffee, to be honest. I'm kind of been in mixed feelings lately because there's some people that are part of that overall bunch and I like them. But then I just wasn't a big fan of all them donating to the Democrat Party back at the beginning. But people get emo over the weirdest shit nowadays. I've learned a lot in the past few years on YouTube. Hey, here's Mr. Grumpy. What's up, sir?
Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Okay. I always worry about StreamYard and my audio on the tablet, man. I don't even know what you guys are talking about this morning. I just saw your link. I got out of the shower and was getting dressed. I was like, yeah, I got 30 minutes. Why not? Jump on there and spend some time with friends. How's everybody doing? I hope everybody's doing okay.
raining here. I mean, I don't know.
It rained yesterday. It's cold here this morning, man. It's like 47 degrees, which is extremely cold whenever it's wet too.
And no, I was just talking about different things. With Dusty, they got bees, so I was asking about their bees, and then with KP and Zombie Force, they're over in Louisiana. So then, I don't know if you had heard about the Baton Rouge deal.
I missed it.
Oh, that's actually, see, here's those little things that just kind of show people just need to get involved. You can make a change. So over in Baton Rouge, and KP or Zombie, if I mess this up, correct me. But so Baton Rouge, there was a township a part of Baton Rouge.
That wanted to secede from the city. Is that what you're talking about?
Well, they did. The Supreme Court ruled, yeah. Well, when you kind of look in the back end of that and what that really is doing, that's your workforce. That was your workforce. Now they're trying to paint it as the race card, but it's not the race card. It's just that you had a major tax force working, and they're like, hey, we want, some say here and there. We're basically getting shunned and said that we want our own shit. Now the hardcore reaction is all the handout people are going, but wait a minute, how are we going to do the budget? And it's like, I don't know. You're going to have to get magical.
Dude, weren't there like 100,000 people that are going to be in this new city or something? I mean,
it's a little less than half. It's not quite half, but it's pretty damn close to half.
Well, good for them, man. I'm so glad that they did that, and more people need to start taking control of what's going on.
That's, I think, my latest thing now is just, you know what? All that federal shit, yeah, it's bad shit. Pay attention. That's cool. But you know what? All the shit we talk about with all these kids and the stuff that they're doing, and by God, get down there to the damn school board. If you live in an area and you're paying your taxes as much as you might hate them, but if you're paying them, that opened the door and gave you a golden ticket to go in there and you get to speak your mind too.
Yep.
And so that's what people need to start doing is in mass, getting out going, are you aware of this in the schools or the kids? And this is the and just get people to go in there saying, hell no.
Yeah. Well, and you got officials that think that they know better for how to raise your kids. I mean, literally have teachers getting on TikTok and saying, I know more about raising kids than these parents do because I've got a degree. So I'm going to gender bend them and teach them my ideology.
And dude, think about it, Grumpy. When they handed me my son and I looked at him, if somebody had said anything like that, you couldn't have told any parent that I would ever knew, hey, I know more about raising your kid than you do. You would have gotten so much backlash, but people like just voluntarily go, oh, okay.
I ain't gonna lie. There's been times that I've looked at people, and after seeing their experience at raising children, I said, I know more about raising children than you do. I used to love it when people give us advice, and I'm like, dude, your kids are so fucked up. Oh, sorry. Your kids are so messed up. You don't need to be giving me any advice on raising kids. You're neck deep in debt. Do not give me any advice on finances. My goodness.
Diapers dragging the ground between the legs, boogers coming out the nose, hair's all matted up, no shirt on. The hooptyville out here's got smoke pumping out the tailpipe, and the first thing out their mouth is, well, it seems like you got a long enough list for yourself.
So here's a true story. This actually happened to us. So back in the day, I guess, our son's 30 now. Or no, going on 32. I'm sorry. I'm such a good parent. He was about 4 years old, and we were doing respite care, which what respite care is when the foster parent needs a break, or a parent that's on like in the system in family services needs a break. You send their kids away for the weekend, right? And so we would take care of these kids. And we had this one kid, his name was JJ, and he was 10 years old. Great kid. Fantastic kid. Treated our son like he was his little brother. But he would show up to our house, and he was with his mother. But he would show up to our house, and we would make him take his clothes off, stick him in a garbage bag so my wife could wash him. We had a set of clothes at the house for him to wear while he was at our house. We fed him. Well, long story short, they decided that they were going to take away parental rights from the mother. And we've been doing this. We've been interacting with this kid for about a year. And we were like, yeah, if they terminate her rights, we want to take him in, and we want to think about adopting this kid because he's a good kid. So they get my wife. My wife goes to court because the social services person calls and says, hey, we're going to do it today. They get into court, and this judge, here's the story. Now, there's 4 kids in this house. The water's turned off. The toilets are overflowing because they can't flush them. The electricity's turned off. And the mom, disappears for 2 or 3 days at a time to run off on biker runs with her biker buddies. And JJ was such a good kid, and the other kids were really good kids at heart. The mom, big sob story, got them all to write letters to the judge saying how much they loved their mother and they wanted to stay with her and all this stuff. So the judge looks at this woman. Now, mind you, this is 99. Looks at this woman and says, get a beeper. You'll be a better parent if you have a beeper and your kids can reach you. So they didn't terminate her rights. We never saw JJ again. And a year later, at the age of 12, he's in juvenile because him and his buddies stole a car and then took it out on a dirt road and were demoing it. They weren't driving around or anything. They took it out there and they had sledgehammers and they were just busting it up for fun. So he ended up in the system, and I never heard what happened to him after that. But there's those type of parents, and the family court system. They want to keep the family together even at the expense of the kids.
That's sad. See,
and I'm not. And don't get me wrong, I'm not sitting here advocating for the family court system to break families up. I think the family should stay together, but they need some serious reform. Man,
people need to get their shit together.
Well,
you know what? Here's the way I see it, Grumpy. Just so the court system, and we're like, oh, the courts. But in all honesty, that court system only gets screwed up because the people in the court system. But then when you kind of zoom out a little bit more, well, why are you even in the court system to begin with? Because those people are screwed up. So you have so many layers of just jacked up shit. It's people. That's why I'm gotta say it's been nice to hear some of these other, I don't know if you call them the big popular ones, the shows, and they're actually starting to say things like people. And I'm going, thank you. Let's acknowledge it's not, ADHD. It's not this letter agent. It's people. Those people in that role are screwed up. It's not that the law is screwed up. It's the people enforcing, punishing, handling it out. It's always people behind it.
Right. Well, and I was having a conversation with a group yesterday, and we were talking. I had made the comment. I said, what we are seeing right now is the results of 2 entire generations never taking an ass beating by their peers. I'm not talking about adults.
I saw that.
Kids.
Yes.
Okay. So, and I was talking about that. Yeah, because I said that yesterday in here, but I said it someplace else, and we were talking about it. And we ended up talking about community and prepper groups, right? And the comment was made, I would like Christian men in my group. And point was made, and it's a valid point. There's a lot of hypocritical people that say they're Christians and they're not, their actions don't back that up. And I got in there and I'm like, here's the deal. It's the framework, and we're going to use, if we say moral compass 3 times, maybe bug out. But it's people's moral compasses, and I would rather be surrounded by people that look outside themselves for something as the final determinant of what is right and wrong, versus having themselves do it. Them being very humanistic and them saying, I am the determinator of what is right and wrong. Because the problem arises in people like that. And if there's anybody out there in the chat that thinks this way, then and you get upset, tough. Hey,
Matt.
But if you are the ultimate determinator of what's right or wrong in your life, and you're not looking outside yourself for that moral framework, you're going to move the goalpost. As soon as it gets detrimental to you, you're going to move the goalpost. It's been, and I'm not saying that without any justification. You can look through our entire culture, and you can see it constantly, you know. And sure, got somebody who looks outside themselves, Christian, Buddhist, Muslim, whatever. It's anybody that's got a higher power. Sure, they're going to fail. They're going to fall short. They're human. But it's a lot harder for them to move the goalpost and say, yeah, I'm not responsible. It's everybody else, because they fell short. If they genuinely believe what they believe, then I would rather be surrounded by a bunch of dudes like that. And that, you know, there's one religious group that I do not want in my group, and I'm not going to go into that here, but I'd rather be surrounded by a bunch of dudes with a moral framework like that than a bunch of humanistic dudes. You know?
Hey, morning, Eric. Papa said sometimes being a parent is like having a driver's license. Just because you can get one doesn't mean you should have one.
Oh yeah, it's like fat girls in tight skirts, short skirts, and tank tops. Just because you can wear it doesn't mean you should.
Yeah, just because they make spandex doesn't mean it should be on everybody.
Exactly.
I, for one, know that I would definitely be out of my realm.
Yeah. Well, and Roseanne Barr said something a long time ago. I may have said this before, so if I did, I apologize. But parents are people that manage a factory. They're like factory managers, and their sole job is to make a product that when it goes out the door does not get recalled. Right? You don't want it as a parent, that you do not want in your future somebody calling you on the phone saying, hey, Mrs. G, Mr. G, we need you to come down here and talk your kid off this water tower because he's got a gun. Right?
Yeah.
You know.
Hey, Skydive. Well, see, I told them, we were talking yesterday, you know, and you just kind of accountability. It's so weird to say that word, because I know I say it all the time, but when you kind of start looking at these things, it's even when one side gripes about the other, whatever that is, you know, but there's never any accountability. One side might say it, but they don't practice it. And then you have the other side that says it, but they don't practice it. So it's in general account. And then on a personal level, there's no self accountability. And I think that's how the parents, we end up with these people that aren't even parents. I don't know why I said parents. These are people that have children.
Yeah.
Because we have a whole generation that has no concept of the effort it took to even produce the country like it is. They've been totally disconnected. That the shifting, and like I used to say, we reached the plateau. So we have a generation that has all been raised in lazy boys, holding cell phones. They don't understand hard work. They don't understand sweat, effort, drive, fortitude, determination, all these driving type words. That shit's been removed. It's all been comfort. It's not your fault. Man, times are just really hard. There's always catering. And so now we have this layer, and now you got this pro-Palestine dude. That's how I think those people got so stupid. We literally had a generation that got raised up and handed over into colleges, and people stopped trying to, because children need to be boundaries. As much as we all want to be friends, I want to be friends with my kids when they were little. Hell, I didn't do nothing but love giggles and smiles, but that's just not a reality. A reality says you have to be the guardrails. And if they cross that line, there needs to be a rubbing and a scraping of you hitting that guardrail. So there needs to be that reminder there's a guardrail there. That's why you drive the way you do. You don't want the consequences.
Well,
we remove that.
Two things about what you said. Yes, in the macro, what you said is absolutely true. But we always need to keep in mind that wide brush does not color everybody the same way. There are kids in these generations that we're talking about that know exactly what's going on. In fact, they just released a study a couple of months ago that this latest generation, males between the ages of 16 and 24, are trending conservative, whatever that definition is. They're trending conservative more than any generation since the 80s. So there's a
glimmer of hope.
Yeah, it's changing. And then the whole Palestinian thing. That, did you see that they arrested something like 300 protesters in Columbia at Columbia University, and like 80% of them were not even students. They were paid protesters.
Dude, some of the footage that's been going around, and if you kind of like, and I'm real prone to this. So whatever they're showing you, like, hey, look at this boat. It's going across the water. I get it. That's the story. And most people watch the boat goes across the water. I have a bad habit of, yeah, that's a boat. And then I start looking beyond the boat. Oh, wow, check out that sailboat way out there. Look at that dude. Well, I've been doing that with a lot of this, dude. And you can see the Antifa hats.
Mm-hmm.
And you can see the Antifa little armband so that they can kind of identify their little ranks in their little thing and shit. So that's all this. And that's what I was talking about yesterday morning. This has so much similarity to 2020. It's just that you can't do the COVID and you can't do the whole little race card. You played that out, and now you've done screwed things over for the last 3.5 years that you kind of lost most of your race card playing that you were doing because they've all woke up. So now, but what's the next best thing? A terrorist attack. And if you've already kind of promoting this, you're fixing to ship some in. And I got to say, that's crazy shit, dude. You're literally, so these people, and see, but here's the dumbing down. They do these actions and you get people that forget history. It's like the Hamas thing. Man, rather whatever goes on over there, but that's a fact. Those people weren't taken over by Hamas. They chose Hamas and said, hey, we want you to run our shit. I mean, it was headline news. They voted them in and it was shocked the world. It's like, wait a minute, did you just what? And here we are all of a sudden. Now we're going to say, hey, you know what? You guys are having a tough time over there. Why don't you come over here to our what?
Well, and everybody needs to chew on what you just said for a second and think about it really hard and deep. None of the Arab countries that border Israel will allow the quote. They're not Palestinians. They're Arabs, is what they are. But none of the countries around Israel will allow those people into their country. Now, Egypt doesn't do it because the last time they did it, they ended up getting Anwar Sadat killed. And then the Muslim Brotherhood came out of that organization came out of the occupied areas of the West Bank and the Gaza Strip, and they ended up killing the leader of Egypt. Right. So,
thanks, Savage.
And so now everybody needs to think about that as they hear about the Biden administration talking about bringing those people into our country. The very same people that danced in the streets verifiably on 9/11. So
and cheered and approved of October 7th.
Yeah.
And no matter how you cut the mustard with that, there's just, I'm sorry, you went and you slaughtered people that were at a party. You can say Israel's so bad, they've been doing this. It don't matter. Dude, you just went and just killed people at a party. So it's not like you went and attacked some kind of force. So and it just blows my mind, dude. And then it's a matter of fact, people, I love it how they're calling them out on these students that are like, from the river to the sea. And it's like, do you even know what that means? Whoa. Pro-Palestine. It's like, yeah, you have no clue what that even means.
Yeah, I did a short about that a couple of days ago. Yeah, the very same people that don't know what genocide means are calling for it.
Well, there was another dude. It was funny. I think, yesterday is when I saw it. But here's the thing. You get, like, there was a black dude, and he knew it. He goes, yeah, you're not going to jack with me. You can't do that. You played this card, so you can't attack me like you're attacking them. So he went walking through the campment. Dude, it was so funny as hell. Because he had his wife and kid with him, and he would just go, no, I'm going here. Well, he turned around, went up to some of them, and they would have like the little scarf things on, and they'd have the sayings, and he'd go, so what does that mean? Well, hell, one chick's trying to tell him it means something in Arabic, and this other dude leans over and goes, what did he say? That was in, it wasn't Arabic. It was something else. And he leaned over and told him that, and he goes, oh. And so he kept asking her, so what does that mean? Well, and then finally she just kept walking off, and he was following behind her going, so I just want to know, what does that mean? Do you even know what that means? And it just shows, dude, this is how, but see, and this is going to ruffle some feathers. Maybe I'm not trying to, but it's real shit. We can say that we can paint the globe around that picture and say, oh, look at them, they're brainwashed. But that happens on all different sides.
Oh yeah.
So
I will say this: you made a comment yesterday about those kids being brainwashed, and I'm going to repeat what I said because I really honestly come to believe this. The anti-Semitism, okay, brainwashing excuse only goes so far. These kids are anti-Semitic to begin with. There's something in their background that makes them that way. And I was listening to somebody who's way more intelligent than I am, and I wish I could remember who it was. And maybe it was Dan Carlin. Anyway, Hardcore History. Anyway, they made the comment that anti-Semitism is a canary in the coal mine. He said it. He literally said it like that. That's why I repeat it that way. But if we look at history, every time anti-Semitism, and this goes all the way back to the Middle Ages, every time anti-Semitism becomes a really big thing, it's always followed by something worse because eventually they run out of people to aim their ire at, and it goes to other groups. And the way this is playing out now, it's really weird because on the world stage it's like 1937, 1938, and in America it's like 1854. So we got this almost perfect storm rolling together. And I would venture to say that within the next 12 to 16 months that we are in a major conflict.
Oh, most definitely, dude. That's well, because it's just historically this year across the world has the most countries are having leadership elections this year. Mm-hmm. And given the turmoil that underlies already, yeah, this is world dynamic shit. This isn't even just country dynamic. This is going to be at the end of when the dust starts to settle, they'll be probably redefine trade things and everything. I mean, mm-hmm. I think we've headed to it's coming to a pinnacle, and it's sad because in a way, I don't know, this might even sound half-ass retarded, but it's almost like it's going to be like a crusade thing again because it'll be a religious type based thing. It'll be a religious belief thing almost. That's what it looks like it's being promoted. I
would suggest everybody get Peter Zion's new book, The End of the World or something like that. Hang on, I'll look it up. Anyway, he does a really great job of talking about the time that we're going through. And he may not be 100% correct, but I think his overall theme is. But America is pulling back from its hegemony, and what we're going to see come out the other end is more regional powers. Because American people, let's be honest, we don't want to be involved. The most of the people in the United States do not want to be involved in a European war. We've got problems here at home, and we're sending a boatload of money over to Ukraine. The majority of the people do not want to be involved in Asia. We don't want to be involved between China and Taiwan. We've got obligations over there that we need to fulfill, but beyond that, we don't want to do it. We got problems here. We got veterans being kicked out of shelters for migrants. We've got Democrats in Maine. There was in Massachusetts just yesterday. Shot down a bill that would have secured housing for veterans before immigrants. And the Democrats that run the House there in that state said, nope, the immigrants need it more because they don't speak English.
Yeah, see that right there? And you kind of, I don't really know how I feel, to be honest, because part of me wants to be mad at the people and go, really? You passed this? But then you kind of go, well, I don't know. Are you just ignorant and not paying attention and chiming in? Or were you okay with them passing that? But so many people are disconnected with participating in their local stuff and their state legislative stuff, that how many people actually participate. And then that's when, it's kind of like I don't know, growing up, I was always a hands-on mechanical. I was the blue collar worker. Matter of fact, growing up, that was what it was. You want to be a desk jockey, or do you want to be a real man? That was always the running joke because it was viewed as, damn, dude, all you do is sit behind a desk. You know, we're out here, you're sweating, you're in the sun, you're in the winter, and man. And so there was this little, but you kind of, there were still people. Well, now you literally have like a desk jockey gets to decide everything.
Right.
So you literally have these people that aren't aware of how to do any of this, but because they're willing to chime in and they're willing to go stand on Supreme Court steps and they're willing to go stand outside Ted Cruz's home and they're willing to go do this, then they get the attention. The squeaky wheel gets the grease.
Right.
Meanwhile, the rest of people are trying to make a living. They're paying the kids and they're going, you know what? It's not really knocking on my door right now. And I got to change the old lady's tire on her car. So I ain't got time for this. And you just, and I think that's what's been our biggest problem with the working class. We've been busy just doing life.
Right.
And we're
too comfortable.
Man, howdy.
Okay, so the name of that book is The End of the World is Just the Beginning, Mapping the Collapse of Globalization by Peter Zion. It's on Amazon. I highly recommend it if you want to get a good 10,000 foot look at what may be transpiring here in the next 4 or 5 years. It just really struck a chord with me and it made complete sense from looking at stuff. And then I got to get off here. I got about 3 minutes I can hang around. Here's what I want I want everybody in the chat to do this. We'll call it Rescue's homework. All right? We're coming to the point in the year where kids are going to be graduating and they're going to be looking at colleges. In fact, yesterday the day before was college, the day that people are saying where they're going to go to college. All right?
Trade school.
Everybody, if you've got kids and you're in this chat, chances are you already feel this way. But if you know somebody that's got kids that are graduating, you need to get in their ear and put a bug in there and tell them their kids would be better served taking that money that they would spend on college and putting it towards a trade school or starting their own business. And at the end of their lifetime, they will be more successful and have a better life than if they go waste 4 to 6 years, 8 years in some cases, in a college or university. That's the biggest disservice that high school counselors have done to kids and parents is to get them to believe that everyone needs to go to college.
Dude, I remember when that used to be the deal. That used to be like, man, you're going to succeed at life. You have a degree, Are you going to go to college? It's like, I don't know, man. And then now it's like, who gives a shit? Hell, if you're going to want to go, you're going to have to get a damn master's for it to mean anything.
But get in their ear and just constantly talk to them about it. And hopefully, or if you know kids that are graduating, talk to them about it.
Go to trade school, CNC, welding.
Yeah, exactly.
Engineering.
Oh, welding. That's one thing I wish I would have learned how to weld. That, seriously. In fact, at one point in my life when I was younger, I knew how to scuba dive and I wanted to learn how to weld so I could be an underwater welder. Because those dudes make more money than the guys that are up working the pipelines.
Oh yeah, dude, they make bank.
Yeah.
Hell, they make more in one dive than most people make in a year.
Yeah. Yeah. You probably knew some of them working out on the oil rigs.
Oh yeah, dude. And I got to say, you know what? It's like any other job. When it comes to them, there's the prima donna ones. And then there's just the real ones that are like, oh no, they know they make damn good bank and they're standing there and they're catered to and they're looking around at, the 25 guys on this platform and they're going, yeah, you realize about half of your salaries make my dive what they're fixing to pay me to go down here. But hey, I watch the footage when they go down and I'm like, pay him because I damn well ain't doing it.
Absolutely.
Dude, I used to laugh at him going, how do you do that, dude? Because I love welding because especially stick welding because it's like an art form. Puddling up.
Oh yeah.
But I'm like, dude, how do you sit there? You're like in the flipping ass ocean, man. You're going down to like the wellhead or up on a leg. And so you're looking right here. And it's like, I couldn't do that, dude. You're right here kind of, and it's like, how do you know what all you're getting the attention of? I mean, you're only going to know you just got sucked up by something as you're being swallowed. It's like
the one I saw that blew my mind was the guy was working on a leg of a rig, but he was right at the surface level, and so the wave would come up and he would disappear, and then the trough would come up and it would go down, and he's like waist high out of the water welding. I'm like, how do you do that? You know?
Oh, he should have probably was tied off.
Yeah, he was. But yeah, but just the change in, you know, the water going across your mask and
Oh, dude, that's skill level shit out there. If you're an operator on a platform anywhere out there to operate the cranes for the workboats, but see, there's just one of those little. That's one of those little roles that really have such major impact, but yet nobody ever really knows about that particular job because that's the problem with unload. Dude, you're unloading jet fuel for helicopters, your diesel for compressors and shit, your groceries, your water, different chemicals for injecting into the system. Well, that boat, and depending on what the ocean does, that could be 14 to 15 foot. Well, you kind of got to time that hole. The minute you clip on, son, you better pop that clutch and you better get to hauling ass up because that boat's going to dip, but then it's going to come back up. And there have been, they've blown up workboats before.
I've been on mini and unrep. You know, underway replenishment. Yeah, I know that how hard that is.
Man, yeah. If you don't have your shit together when it comes to that, like I said, I've never been standing there watching somebody blow a workboat up, but I've heard it and we watched the damage in the distance. Because if you don't start hammering it up, buddy, especially if you're doing one of them damn jet fuel totes, because that shit slaps the ass end of the boat. Well, that's where the motors are, and guess where the fuel is for workboats? It's right there on the ass end underneath all that. So when that caught fire, it goes bad fast.
So I'm going to tell this quick story before I go, and I want all the women in the chat to understand that this is not a sexist story. This is about a Navy pilot, helicopter pilot that was a female that just happened to be a really shitty pilot to boot. Okay, she had a reputation in our battle group. She was so bad. But we're doing unreps, and you know, we're on an aircraft carrier, and it takes pretty big waves for us to bounce up and down. But we're going up and down, and she took not one but 2 pallets of ammo and dumped them on the side as she was trying to land them on the deck of the carrier because it was the ship was moving so much. You know, so only time I ever saw that happen. Just so happened that she was arguably the worst pilot in our battle group as far as the helicopters go. So I'm not, like I said, it's not a sexist thing. She wasn't crappy because she was a female, although it could have been. I don't know, but she just was. So, all right, man. I gotta go feed my furry little socialists.
Roger that.
My little furry dependents out there. I had to put one of them down the other day. 2 days ago, I had to dispatch. They were running across the field, and sheep, when they get to a certain age, will start butting heads with each other. These two hit, and he went head over heels and was laying in the grass, not moving. And I was like, "Oh crap! Did he kill him?" He was like 100 yards away from me. So I run over there, and by the time I get there, his eyes are open, but he's shaking like that. And
oh wow.
I got him up, took him about 30 minutes. He couldn't walk for like 20 of that because his front legs weren't working. But I got him up, and he kind of wandered around and followed the flock bedding. And Monday he was fine. Or I'm sorry, Tuesday he was fine. Monday and Tuesday he was fine because it happened on Sunday. But
holy shit.
2 days ago I go out there. It's muddy here because it's been raining. He can't stand up. He can't control his front legs enough to stand up. So he's flopping over, and he spent most of Wednesday laying on his side because he couldn't get up. The only time he was upright was when I went out and lifted him up and got him out of the mud, got him into the thing. But I had to put him down Wednesday.
Holy crap.
Spent Wednesday butchering it, dressing him out and splitting him up into prime cuts. Got him on ice right now, and tonight I'm gonna start cutting him up.
Damn, headbutted to just definitely got knocked senseless.
I've seen it happen before. I've never seen one get.
What's up, Mike?
Get debilitated like that, though. Well, I think part of it was he had a bum knee. He jacked his knee up last summer, and it grew, and he could run with the rest of them, but his knee was like at this weird angle. It had a big knob on it. So I hope everybody has a fantastic day. Go do go do the homework I gave you for Rescue's channel. Go put a bug in somebody's ear, and hopefully we can guide get some of these kids guided away from the trap of college debt and liberalism, and get them into something that will benefit them and benefit society. Right?
Engineering, welding, surveying, hands-on stuff.
Yep. And with that said, everybody go live life done free. Take care, guys.
Appreciate you, brother. Be
No problem.
safe.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. What's up, everybody? So, Rabbit, I'm not sure. See, I don't think I said more. I feel kind of bad sometimes. I lose track of things. STP. Morning. And the thunder rolls. Yeah, we got, man, I don't know. I'm not really digging this. Rabbit, what homework? I wasn't listening. Kind of like a flashback to school, wasn't it, Rabbit? Wait, did they just say something about homework? Oh, I don't know. But luckily it's recorded, so you know, but I gotta say, it just, man, you know, it's, but I think it's the way we got to figure out a way to do the message so that people don't get defensive. They don't, you know, shy away. It might be, Brian, until you get busted in depending on what state. I don't think you want to get popped in Texas for doing that. Because one thing about it, being an American citizen caught smuggling them, I don't think the state's going to hand you over to the Border Patrol going, here you go, we got that. No. Rabbit, I was married 3 times. Well, wait a minute. You were married 3 times, Rabbit. So what's the common denominator in that? Was it the 3 women or was it the 1 guy? Ooh, I don't know. Inquiring minds might want to know. I'm just checking with you, brother. Technical classes should be put back in all schools. Oh, no shit, Zombie Force. Exactly. See, that's what I'm saying. It's slowly overall, you know, when you just kind of layer one thing with another, because, man, there's no encouragement. Now we do. I got to say, that's what's kind of cool, you know, a little local area, like our little high school. Hell, most people around here that have like hay trailers and stuff like that, they have them built at the school. So you pretty much just, you want your tractor painted, buy the paint, take it up there to the school. Then the body shop class, they'll repaint your tractor. You know, you want a trailer made, you want some kind of attachment made or welded. I even thought about trying, if I can buy the material and draw up the little plans, I could go get some little jack-up legs made for my coupe. But that's all, you got to buy all that material. But you could do that. You know, you could actually take the material up there and they would, in the wood class, they would build the chicken coop, you know. So that's one of the cool things here. Still small enough, but you never know. See, I could sit here and brag about that this year, and by next year, all of a sudden that shit's gone. So sometimes it takes a while to find the right one. Teachers would get so mad at me I would get it. I guess on my test. Never did homework. Mike says, hi ho, it's off to work I go. I'll be listening along for as long as service allows. Right on, Mike. Hey, keep your head on a swivel. You're behind enemy lines. Man, that's some crazy shit going down at all these colleges. Hey, I do need just a minute or two. So, hey, here, I'm going to play this one for y'all. And give me just a couple minutes and I'll be right back.
Well, I was raised up by a simple man. I grew up with a gun in my hand. Taught me how to love and how to fight. Taught me what's wrong. Taught me what's right.
Said you don't have a choice to choose. You do what you can and don't ever lose. Just remember, even when I'm dead and gone, stick to your guns, son. Make me proud. Don't never back up. Don't never back down. Stand your ground and always tell it like it is. Yeah, this life's gonna be real damn tough. You take them scars and you call that bluff. Don't let me catch you fitting in, 'cause everyone's an outlaw until it's time to do outlaw shit. Well, the times are changing, but not for me. I got my own home now and a family. 2 callous hands and some old work boots. Busted my ass, paying my dues. Tell my kids every night, try to see the world through your neighbor's eyes and make a difference if you can. Stick to your guns, son. Make me proud. Don't never back up. Don't never back down. Stand your ground and always tell it like it is. Yeah, this life's gonna be real damn tough. You take them scars and you call that bluff. Don't let me catch you fitting in, 'cause everyone's an outlaw until it's time to do outlaw shit. Stick to your guns, son. Make me proud. Don't never back up. Don't never back down. Stand your ground and always tell it like it is. Yeah, this life's gonna be real damn tough. You take them scars and you call that bluff. Don't let me catch you fitting in, 'cause everyone's an outlaw. Yeah, everyone's an outlaw till it's time to do outlaw shit. I was raised up by a simple man. I grew up with a gun in my hand.
Well, I'm sorry, Blackbird, then I won't email you anymore. No, I'm just picking. I couldn't resist. That's funny. I didn't mean to bug you so much, Blackbird. I was just, I wasn't sure because you didn't answer. And so I needed to do it again. Or did you get the spam thing? I love it when people are telling, the insurance shit or the warranty stuff, or nowadays you get all the medical shit. Oh, my little boy out there trying to get that crow down, man. I really do. I'm going to try to do that this weekend, find him a good little recording. And I'm going to start firing that thing off in the mornings for him so he can learn how to actual appropriate crow. Excuse me. Oh, by the way, Eric, hold on, Eric. I'll pull up those pictures, Eric. Let's see. Let's do. No, not this. This. And then this. That was a guy. I tell you what, here, I'll type it in chat. That way it'll show for everybody. There you go, STP. It's Brian Martin. Everyone's an outlaw. And he's done some other songs that you'll recognize as soon as you look that up. Okay, now let me pull these. Okay, so we're going to go here. Well, no, I can't. I have to. That dude's, he's out there giving it hell, man. Okay. Oh, there you go, rabbit. Down around here is mainly banditos. Flew with the angels. All right, so this is Eric. Eric's pictures of his flea market deal. So he's got his little stuff set up. Are the by the way, Eric, on those the cable spools that are, it looks like they're hanging on that rack. Are those just the tabletops, the spool ends that you disconnected from the middle part? Oh wait, there was that saw. So there's that table saw back there. Hell yeah. Hey, we've seen that one. Look at that old wood right there. That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool, Eric. Oh man, look at them slabs of wood right there. Oh man. See, that would be pretty cool. Oh, I like the old kerosene can. Look at that old wood. Boy, don't you know, I bet that wood's got some stories to tell. Don't you know? That wood got some stories. That's pretty cool. Thanks, Eric. Thank you for sharing. Sharing is caring. Don't you know? Don't you know? Let's see. Oh, sorry. Bam. I'm going to mute myself. Let's see. Oh, you know what? I was going to play this one in honor of Milkmaid. You know, she's doing her school, firefighting school and stuff, and that can be very challenging. So I thought this would be an appropriate song to play for her. So give me just a moment. Got some coffee. Get you a cigarette, cigar, refresh your tea. I'm going to play this one, and I'll see if I don't see what's up. But yeah, good old Milky. I just get it. I'm proud of her putting in that work. That just you'd kind of have to go through that to know that, you know, that's just one of those things. You kind of gotta want to do it. That's just not something you can just go fake it till you make it. I mean, in a way you kind of can, but not really. You know, you can tell if somebody's faking it. So I appreciate what she's doing. So anyway, here you go. I'm gonna leave you with this, and I'm gonna get. Let me get my shit together for a minute. So hey, check this one out. This is a guy named David Bray, by the way, and the song is Into the Fire.
I put on the armor to battle the devil's flames. Into the fire I ran, chasing it back with all that I had, back to the hell from which it came. But the man who went in, he never came back. But I'd never trade the price that I paid for dancing with the devil. All the lives that I've saved, and I hope that you'll forgive me for doing what I love to do. I was made to fight the ashes, the embers and flames. I was born to make it rain, and that's why we run into the fire, into the blaze, the smoke and ashes and flames. 'Cause it might just be you that I'm trying to save, or the ones that you love from that fiery grace. So please don't forget me. Remember my name, the man that I was, and the price that I paid for chasing the small town and fighting the flames. Was a battle I loved, and I'd do it all again. And that's why we run into the fire, into the blaze, the smoke and ashes and the flames. 'Cause it might just be you that I'm trying to save, or the ones that you love from that fiery rain. So I put on the armor to battle the devil's flames, into the fire I ran.
Cool deal. Oh, give me one sec. The miss is going to go take a peek down there at the bridge. Not? Okay. Sorry. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. Oh, let's see. I was going to share this with y'all. Thought this was kind of cool. Saw this from our good little Attorney General. Statement from Attorney General Ken Paxton after the Austin City Council threatens non-compliance with the Texas law prohibiting gender transition treatments for children. So he flat out laid the smackdown, saying that the city of Austin and the obligation of Texas municipalities have to follow all state laws relating to prohibited treatments for children. So it's like, see, man, you got to take the little wins when you can get them. That was the press release yesterday. Very cool, very cool, very cool. I just wanted to share that. Driving but listening. Well, alrighty, then be careful. Keep it between the mustard and the mayo. Yeah, there was a couple other people, but I wasn't sure. I figured they might. I didn't know if they were going to be working or not. But I think they're working. They're working, or they're like me and they just hadn't seen the phone yet. And I know Papa's is working. I don't really want to, which I don't know if he wants to, if he wanted to come up, if you want to take a break, Papa's, I can send one to you. If anybody wants to come up, all you got to do is holler. That's, But yeah, and I don't really know what else to mean. Everything around, for me, my head's all around this storm right at the moment. So I get it. There's a bunch of stuff, but most everything for me comes back to this rain. So, and this is, yeah, you just never know. Actually, what I could do, hell, I could fire up one of the old Hutch's apocalyptic radios. I saved those, man. Those were always some good jams. Yeah, breathe underwater. Pretty much, guess all that's because we're supposed to do the rain shit until about 4 this afternoon, I think is what they were estimating. And then it's going to pause for a little bit and then it's just going to come again. And it's supposed to be doing this for the next, what did he say yesterday? 4 days? 3 or 4 days. So yeah, this is not going to be good. Yeah, I see dead space. I don't know, man. My brain is blank. Hey, here's a song.
Mama raised a cowboy, country as they come. Daddy raised an outlaw, see the whiskey in my blood. Granny was a rebel,
in the veins. My mama, she raised a good one. I'm a smooth criminal from the south. Don't overlook them. I was raised on them truck trails. Truck that filled with gun shells. Did blood on the tailgate. Didn't get caught, so who cares? Blame it all on my roots. That I showed up in boots with this old ragged guitar. A bunch of badass tunes. Square bodies, firearms, and pit bulls. Dirt road, bonfires, and tattoos. We keep it real, we don't take no shit. Yeah, the outlaws in the blood will go and pick me a switch. So when I die, bury me next to my kin, so we can talk about the good times when good times end. I'm more than dust in the wind. I'm the song of the South, where all that big boy shit will get you punched in the mouth. I live life with no questions. I'm living to learn lessons. Got country inside my soul and a soul that's full of blessings.
Now law's in my blood, country in my soul, pine trees in my eyes. It's the place where I call home. Bury me by my kin, so they tell the story again when they say my name, when they talk about where they outlaws figure.
Booyah. And I just saw that. So Lady Smith, so you guys got the rain all the way up there. Brian's got tornadoes, a lot of down tree limbs around here. And by the way, Rabbit, I didn't catch it yesterday. So are you guys getting hit with the rain? So did it kind of do that Oklahoma, Missouri, Arkansas kind of sweeper? Because now if it's up there with Lady Smith, then so I ought to pull the map up. That's what I ought to do. Oh, okay. I'm seeing now. That's the missus down there at the bridge. She had already said, she texted me saying it's worse than yesterday. I'm like, yep, that's what happens when more flows. So let's see. Oh yeah, that's it. It's closed down now. And I don't know what. See, sometimes you just kind of gotta go, really? So apparently somebody put the sign up, personal vehicles, single axle only. And I'm like, I'm not quite sure that's the sign that ought to be right there. It ought to be one of those, don't cross, stop. But so y'all saw what that looked like yesterday. So here's what it looks like now. Come on, focus in, get real. So that's now. And we just got more shit coming down. So yeah, which, that's going to suck It's not like I'm going to say, that doesn't suck. It's going to suck, but that doesn't bother me as much as, see, that much water is now been flowing down this right underneath where I've been sitting and right out on the other side of you guys, basically. And so at what point does it sink enough and settle enough to where then it goes, woo? And man, when this back corner, if it actually crests over and falls, it'll pull the rest off the blocks, and then we'll be sitting. And who knows? I guess some of the little stacks might poke up on the floor. I don't know. It's just not a good overall picture to think about. That's all I can say. It's not definitely on my bucket list, but it's a reality, and it's not a dwelling or anything on it. It's just, you got to process what the hell's going on. And so there's been issues. It definitely has slid over and it's tilted, and nothing, I hadn't addressed it. So it's not like I can go, no, it'll be fine. It's like, no, I don't think so. We're going to be alone a while. And yeah, we'll be here. It won't be so bad. I mean, it is what it is. Hey, Mike can even get some little things done inside. That would be about the shit, wouldn't it? Kind of work on going, well, since we've got some time, she won't be going to work. We can't go nowhere. So basically Mother Nature removes the distractions for you. That's what's really happening. And it's amazing how that does it, but people can't recognize that on their own. But anyway, we might can get some shit done, and who knows, man, next thing you know, we got a whole like clean kitchen and living room, and everything's like, wow, we were able to knock some shit out. And then that was just enough that the ass end of the house tips over and it pulls the rest off. So on all the cool shit we did really didn't amount to the shit, because now everything's falling over and it's a bunch of crap. So that would probably be my luck. That would be about the story of my life. Give me one sec. The missus came back. Okay, sorry, I was kind of going off. How I could have turned the mic on for that, because I'll say it again. She was just showing pictures on how that creek part where it kept going to the left under the bridge, and how it's backing up on those houses down there. And I'm like, yeah, that's what I was telling that dude yesterday. It's never been cleaned out, so this is what's going to happen. And it's just like right there by that bridge. And then when you guys were looking at the bridge, to the left of that bridge, see, they put some sand in, and I guess so people could launch little canoes. Could heaven forbid your ass just actually put your canoe in the fucking creek and then hop from the bank into the canoe. They needed to make a little slide so you could kind of get in and push off. Well, when they put that little slide in right beside that bridge on this side and put that, they interrupted the flow. And when you interrupt the flow, you create the fucking backdraft. It's the way current works. See, this is how stupid we've gotten nowadays. Just common sense shit. You have a flow going that way, and you put a fucking obstacle this way, you're going to force the current to create a whirlwind, and it's going to start washing and eroding away at the bank of that till that fucking bridge falls. But oh no, these are a bunch of fuckers from down around Houston and shit and all these little suburb areas. I know what I'm doing. I live in the concreted, curbed up, street light, city maintained neighborhood. This is what we need to do now that I've come up here. Shut the hell up. Up here in the woods, let Mother Nature tell you what you need to do. You just need to go with the flow up here. We don't need to be interrupting Mother Nature. Shit works better that way. Zombie forecast in South Louisiana is 80 degrees overcast with thunder and rain. There you go, zombie. Sounds about right. Let's see, what are we at? Apparently we're going to be up to 78. And ain't nothing but rain. River flood warning. No shit. Is that what that big body of water means? Excuse me. Hey, that's who I hadn't seen this morning. G Monan or A to Z or what's up, Actions? Arizona sunny and hot. Wow, that is kind of ironic. Sorry, something just kind of clicked to me. It's like, well, I was asked about something, and then I just realized the effect of that. Okay. Yeah. Who knows? Maybe God's going to come down and give me a nudge. Sounds like we're going to be making some money in the swear jar. No, but I will say, it's, sometimes you're like, talking, going in a certain direction, but then just in the back out of nowhere, something just kind of like a light goes on, it makes you think about something totally different. And that's kind of what just happened. Hold on a sec.
Might be. Well, that said 19 minutes ago, so I don't know when it happened.
Numbers say about Arizona, no weather change ever, but it is weird. It ain't too far from here. Well, I'm in Southeast Texas, so kind of a good little ways. But check this out. No, come on, go back. There. So in that town, it's about 15, 20 miles from us because it flooded. And if you look in the background, hold on, come on. There. You'll see how the town flooded. Well, that's an apartment complex right there that caught fire. And it's all the shit. And that apartment complex is gone, son, because we ain't got no fancy foo-ha-ha ladder trucks and shit up around in here. It'll have to come from.
Wow.
That'd have to come from either up in Lufkin or down in Houston or some shit. Oh, it's gone. And you know what? What's sad is that could take out Brookshire's.
Yeah.
If they don't cover that, it's right there, man. I mean, you're within 30 yards of Brookshire's grocery store. And there would be Go-Go's groceries. And by the way, they said morning, Miss Rescue.
Good morning.
I guess y'all heard that morning. Oh, that wasn't even a neighborhood, zombie. That was the town of Livingston. So you can look that up on the map. That's the town of Livingston. And it had flooded pretty good. And now that apartment complex, yeah, and it's right by a grocery store. It's like here, and then a grocery store sits down here. So it could. Yeah. I will pass on a helicopter. I've been there, done that. Shoot, I love helicopter rides, Blackbird. I mean, not necessarily being the gurney on laugh flight flights, but in the bird itself. You know, sitting upright, enjoying the view type stuff. Because there is something about the view, the just the hum of the blades. I don't know. They're just cool. Wow. Yep, this is going to get rather interesting around here. And see, and then I wonder, look at all the other people that are having to go through stuff, but at the same time, trying to pay attention to what's going on with everything else. Just, I don't know, maybe it's almost like one of them blessings in disguises when shit just kind of gets cut off. I will say this, we won't be getting out without a boat. So that means you ain't coming in without a boat. It's kind of like a self-created moat. So if you're gonna pilfer and rummage and shit, well, you better come in a boat, which then everybody's gonna know it. But yeah, I mean, it won't be so bad if we maintain internet and electricity. The electricity is the main thing, because I will say we would end up losing food if we lost power for right now. Because yeah, I say this, I've said this last year, and I still hadn't done a thing. Sometimes I regret actually even doing this. Sometimes just for the simple fact my brain still thinks like I can just do shit on the fly, and so I say things to you guys, and then it's like, yeah, but I didn't do that. And it's like when I brought up the damn generator before, and I still haven't cleared it out to get it out to even look at it. So just stupid shit. Hey, what's up, Mayhem? All right, Simply Tony. Hey, you be safe. Keep your head on a swivel. If you get by a store, pick up something extra. It's not getting cheaper tomorrow. And make the day a good day. Choice is up to you. Where you at, Mayhem? Don't come down where around me, buddy. Everything's flooded up down around here. Matter of fact, I don't even know if you can get down 59. I don't know if that's been opened up yet or not. I don't think so. So what's everybody up to? I don't know, man. Sorry, my brain's just steadily worried about. I'm thinking things through on what I'm the reaction of what could potentially happen. Oh, okay, well, stay up that way. You don't want to be down here. Dang rabbit's pollen's drifting down here. Welcome back, Eric. Yeah, I don't know, man. I just don't know. My brain just, You know, ain't no point in whining to y'all and just repeating myself. Oh yeah, Mayhem. Yeah, we're now cut off getting back here, and in matter of fact, Livingston, not far from the remember the Boudin Balls, that restaurant, not right across that road, back in that parking lot over to a corner's apartment complex that I just showed a picture of burning. It caught fire, and down inside that town, it's flooded. Hell, that restaurant might even be flooded, to be honest, the way the parking lot sits down there. Ooh, that's going to suck. Yeah, see, there's so many low-lying areas, man. This is why drainage is important. And nobody ever addresses the drainage after the storms or the floods or whatever. It just, once it clears, okay, there we go. And it's like, no. Need to go clean drainage out so if this comes again. But nobody ever does. Hell, look at Houston. They flood whatever's left in the damn concrete ditches that's just still down there. That's it. They don't go clean it out. You'd think after a major flooding that should, as it drained off, they'd be cleaning it up. But there's never a cleanup. There's never any maintenance. It's like mentality is just like, oh, well. It's like, no. Like what says back had to go to the bone room and start on a stained glass look. Going to the bone room, to the bone yard. Welcome back, Blackbird. Man. Just build a floating house on dry land and just let people wonder if you're a weirdo. Right? Yeah. Hey, man. Well, see, the house. I mean, well, there's a long story with the house, and I've talked about it. It's just my house won't ever, if this house ever gets water in it from just like sitting here and because the water level got high to come in this house, then, man, that's elevation wise, that would mean that from that Lake Livingston all the way down into Beaumont would be nothing but a sheet of water, because we're on a knoll, but it's like that creek down there, and it's driving down to that, bam, that all floods out. A self-made moat. Mother Nature made a moat, basically. But no, this house, it was an old Jim Walters home, beach home style. It was on pilings. And but then pilings got bad, and some dude recommended dropping it down, and it was like, yeah. So we dropped it down to blocks. That was a mistake. Didn't address the soil underneath it. Now that I've, 35 years later, kind of learned a lot more. So now I look back going, yeah, see, if I could do that all over again, I'd have just replaced those pilings, and I would have just, did better piling holes. Because that was another thing too. When I went to go lowering it, realize it, dude, most of these people fake some shit with little concrete rings around the piling. They didn't concrete those pilings in. I had an idea when Harvey hit Houston and flooded it, and we had the wildfires in California, and they had a storage of water. I thought, why not pump out Houston and ship it to Cali? Oh man. But see, that's what cracks me up though, Mayhem. It's like when these people get out in these cities and then in these areas where all this water's standing, and it's like, do you realize how much bacteria and pollutants and chemicals and shit? Because that's everything that's been on the ground is now all floating in the water, from the dead lizard over there to the 5 gallons of oil that was dumped out to the dead body that's decomposing in the ground over there, to the septic tank that's full of shit over here, and the grease trap full of food over. I mean, just everything is in the water, and it's like, yeah. I will say that's one thing that's me. Every time we've had to go into waters like that, I come home. Oh no, buddy, it's time to scrub down with everything. extremely hot water where it's stinging. Make sure it, yeah. Because it's like, man, look at all the shit that's in that water. Literally. But yeah, hell, maybe that's what they did. Maybe that's what happened to Cali. No, it was kind of already going shitty. Man, you know, Hollywood is what I think fucked California. It was the whole little Hollywood stars, the Hollywood movies, and then they kind of just took over what used to be a beautiful state. And then it just became a matter of fact, it's funny because you get all these little liberals that talk about, you know, the land of the wealthy and elites. And it's like, well, are you talking about them people that are ruining California? Because that's who's ruining California. It's your little, ooh, look, I'm special. I'm a movie star. You know, I'm a famous singer. I'm a famous actor. I'm just whatever. Floodwater is dangerous indeed. Yes, yes, sir. Man, this dog, ooh-wee. Oh, wow. It just kind of slapped me upside the head. But I've been sitting here thinking of this like, if something happens, I can address it. But to be honest, shit, man, if this thing fell, I don't know that I'd be able to climb up out of the shit I'd be in. I mean, it wouldn't be like I'd be able to like, oh, shit, let me get it here. Let me grab this. And none of that's going to happen. Hey, morning, Widow's Diary. Became a shithole literally, yep. Wow, that is kind of a... Son, that's a pill I just really wasn't thinking about swallowing. That's a hardcore reality. You know? Wow. Damn. Hey, I'm sorry, but I think I'm going to go ahead and call it for now. You know, I might go live later. We'll see how the rest of the day goes. But yeah, I just, wow. Anyway, I might go live later. I'll talk to y'all later. Appreciate it. Make you a good day of it.
I ain't here tomorrow. If the good Lord says it's my time to go, I don't see that morning sunset. There's some things I need for you to know. The truck is yours if you want it. It'll run forever if you treat it right. When you think of me on some back road, that's because I'm right there by your side. Chase your dreams until you catch on. Leave your doubts in a cloud of dust. You can't ever love too big. You can't call your mom too much. Do your best to get it right. Forgive yourself when you don't. Hope you don't forget how much I love you. I ain't here tomorrow. ashamed to bow your head. Take it easy on the liquor. Remember what it did to your granddad. Yeah, you're gonna get your heart broke. But a couple of tears don't make you weep. Gonna find that girl God made just for you. Knows what he's doing, wait and see. Chase your dreams until you catch on. Leave your doubts in a cloud of dust. You can't ever love too big. You can't call your mom too much. Do your best to get it right. Forgive yourself when you don't. Hope you don't forget how much I love you. I ain't here tomorrow. Shotgun in the family, raise your babies by the book, and keep my picture in your wallet, keep your car keys on a hook. Do your best to get it right, forgive yourself when you don't. Please don't ever forget how much I love you. I ain't here tomorrow.
Thanks, everybody. Make it a good day. Peace.